It's almost impossible to experience the pure light of experience if we don't have a deep connection to pure space. In the Tibetan tradition, we usually say it this way: one must recognize and abide in the nature of mind in order to recognize and exercise the energy of the nature of mind. The experience of light can help us develop the experience of space, just as the experience of space can lead to the recognition of the pure clarity of light. We can try paying attention to our experience right now, as if everything were only light. We can go beyond form, beyond the limitations of the eye, beyond the duality of the sense and sense object. Experience is a flow of light and awareness. That's all. And this flow of light and awareness includes everything. And this is a practice that we can do at any time. In a way, nothing changes, but yet everything is different. Instead of just seeing the form, we can see the light. Instead of just hearing the words, we can see the light. Instead of just tasting our food, we can see the light. It's all light, and all can be seen or experienced in every sense. We simply go beyond dividing our experience into different sense fields, into outer and inner, into me and not me. And instead, we connect to that part of our experience that's unified. Working with the sense world is important and very helpful, as is working with our emotional experiences, our emotional life, and all the mental events going on. When emotions arise, whether it's powerful emotions, overwhelming emotions, we can recognize that they too are simply light. When emotions such as hatred, jealousy, or even pleasant ones like joy arise, they are all light. We can abide in space and experience this light. Likewise, we can abide in the light and experience space. It can be helpful to remember that our heart center, right here, our heart, is the place to connect with space and light. Our heart center is the place of devotion, the place where the real Buddha resides. It's a place where Kuntuzongpo and Taparista are. The real Buddha is the light in the heart. The real Buddha is that non-dual awareness, or Rigpa. So we can practice by connecting our mind to our heart, to the Buddha in our heart, keeping that connection to our innate pure presence, allowing us to then open our senses and relax. Can experience the flow of light in space. All we have to do is just stay open. Dzogchen practice is all about openness. The more we're constricted, tight, fixated, narrow, viewing things as substantial, the harder it is to connect with that space and light in our heart. And when we get distracted and can no longer be present to the space and light in our heart, no longer present to the Buddha in our heart, we can simply pray. Prayer can be very, very powerful. We can pray for that connection to our own inner light. Prayer can help bind us, direct us back to the heart. It can pull us out of all the drama, busyness of our emotional life, of all our thoughts, and bring us home, pointing us in the direction of our true home. We can be so busy, lost in our fantasies, our ruminations of the past, our planning. We can take a moment just to pray to the Buddha to help orient us back to our heart center. Another thing we can do is just as staying connected to the light in our heart is helpful, staying connected to the space in our heart is equally helpful. So normally we just keep our attention on objects that are in space. But we can practice becoming aware of the space that the objects are in, the space in which a thought arises, the space that holds our emotions, that holds the furniture in the room right now, the space in which the sky is blue. All day we live in space, we sleep in space, we manifest our dreams in space, we work in space. But do we connect with that space? Without a connection to space, we can feel lost, tight, constricted, and it's easy to be overwhelmed. And when we connect with space, it's like coming home, finding our true home. We're no longer lost. One practice I love is sky gazing. Just sit and gaze up into the sky. Not letting our eyes focus on a single cloud or bird. We're not looking at the objects passing through the sky. We're looking at the space or sky itself. connecting with that vast open space. Space doesn't do anything, doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't say anything. But when we connect with it, it can have a very profound effect on us. And the more stability in our connection with external space, like the sky, the more we're able to connect with the internal space of our mind. The space of the sky, the external space, and the internal space of our own mind have the same quality. They're both empty and they're both luminously clear. When we abide in the space of the nature of our mind, it's in that moment that we can really be open, fresh, and free. In that moment, liberation is possible.